vibeBooks presents Pride and Prejudice, a Modern Retelling, Episode 2, Their First Date. A few days after Elizabeth said yes, they decided it was time for something simple, a real first date. Not a garden proposal, not an awkward argument in the rain, just coffee, conversation, and a chance to start again. Darcy texted her that morning. "Would you meet me at the greenhouse café? I promise no speeches this time." Elizabeth smiled when she read it. She replied, "Deal, but only if you let me pick the table." The greenhouse café was one of those places that looked designed for Instagram: exposed brick walls, hanging plants, a neon sign that read "Stay Wild." Elizabeth arrived first and chose a corner table where she could watch people come and go. She realized she was nervous. It felt strange to be starting over with someone she'd known for so long. When Darcy walked in, she could tell he was nervous too. He wore a soft gray sweater instead of his usual tailored jacket. He looked almost approachable. He set down his phone and met her eyes. "I'm glad you came," he said quietly. Elizabeth tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. "Me too." They ordered coffee and sat there for a moment, both unsure how to begin. Finally, Darcy took a breath. "I think I owe you an explanation." Elizabeth tilted her head. "About?" He looked out the window. "About everything. The way I acted when we first met. The way I judged you, your family, your life." She watched him carefully. "You don't have to," she said. "We're here now." "I know," he replied. "But I need you to hear it. I thought I was better at everything, at knowing what mattered, at protecting people. But I was wrong." Elizabeth felt something soften inside her. "Maybe we both were," she admitted. "I assumed the worst of you too." They were quiet again as the barista brought their drinks. Outside, the street was bright with morning traffic. A group of teenagers posed for selfies near the cafe sign. Darcy leaned forward. "Can I ask you something honest?" he said. "Of course. Why did you say yes? After everything?" Elizabeth looked down at her coffee. "Because you're not the same man who insulted me at that first party," she said. "And I'm not the same woman who swore I'd never forgive you." She met his eyes again. "I said yes because I think we can be good together." Darcy exhaled, as if he'd been holding his breath for weeks. "I think so too," he whispered. The conversation grew easier after that. They talked about work, about Jane and Bingley's wedding plans, about Lydia's latest attempt to become an influencer. They laughed more than Elizabeth expected. When their cups were empty, Darcy hesitated. "Can I walk you home?" Elizabeth nodded. They stepped out into the crisp afternoon, side by side. For the first time, it felt like a beginning instead of an ending. She realized she was glad they hadn't started perfectly. Because imperfect beginnings had led them here, something real, something earned. As they reached her street, Darcy paused. "I know we have a lot to figure out," he said. Elizabeth smiled. "That's okay," she replied. "We've got time." And together, they walked toward whatever came next. Thank you for tuning in to vibeBooks. We hope you enjoyed this journey. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. Check out our playlist or explore vibeBooks for more classic stories. Until next time, happy listening.